Hi, good day everyone. So we are now on our lesson types of flight service. So this lesson is very important not only for travel agent but also for those who wants to become a flight attendant. Why? Because of course it directly involves flight service. So ngayon, it is imperative for those who wanna be flight attendant to know the different flight service. Okay? So sometimes, ito na rin yung tinatanong mismo dun sa interview exam. So example, you're a tourism student and then you're applying for a flight attendant. So it might come na tanungin to. Kasi syempre, major kayo ng tourism, di ba? Hindi ka naman nursing. So isa ito sa mga pwedeng itanong sa inyo. So dapat alam po natin dahil tourism students eh. Okay? So ngayon, let's proceed. Okay. Push na natin. Okay. So the first thing is there are two types of flight service. So we have the what we call the chartered. Okay, charter flights refers to you rent the whole ship to carry you. So basically, these are common practice po natin sa mga VIPs. So they are renting the whole aircraft, mga private jets. So these are, or let's say, you want to have a wedding sa Cebu or you want to have a wedding sa isang lugar, let's say Bacol, Silay. So gusto mong dalhin yung buong angkan mo and also all of your relatives, you can rent or you can charter the plane of Philippine Airlines or Cebu Pacific. And only those who are, of course, yung mga in-invites mo, yun lang po yung pwede sumakay dun sa aeroplano na yun. Or, in common practice po natin, ito po yung day-to-day natin ginagawa, schedule flights. So we have the schedule flights. So it's fixed and the schedules are really published on the timetables po sa airports saka sa websites ng mga airlines. Now, you can compare the two as air taxi kasi taxi you can go anywhere in taxi basta nag-agree yung driver sa ikaw kung saan kayo papunta. Now, buses cannot do that. Buses has a fixed route, di ba? They have to follow the fixed route of the bus. So, kaya minsan you can compare that as air taxi and air bus. Yan. Okay, next. So let's compare in a more detailed manner yung dalawa, charter flights and scheduled flights. So again, sa charter flight, you're renting the whole aircraft. You're actually and the airline is selling not only the seat but all the particular service or the particular use of that aircraft to you. Okay. Now for scheduled flights, what are you buying is you're buying actually the seat. You're buying the actual seat. Seat lang siya. So meaning to say you're entitled for the use of that seat. So this is in terms of profitability, of course, mas profitable yung mga scheduled flights. But of course, they have a downside kasi what if kung konti lang yung pumuntang passenger, and konti lang yung revenue niya. Unlike in charter flights, it's quite sure. We're quite sure kahit isa lang sumakay or 10 sila, it's the same thing because you're renting the whole craft. Okay? Now next. Another feature of this is as charter flights, you can have your own time. So it's basically mag-agree naman kayo. So you're going to contract for the time, the destination, where to go, and those things. So basically, it's based on your private use. So kung ano yung convenient sa'yo, since you are the one who will rent the whole ship, so bala ka. Now for scheduled flight, hindi. So the scheduled flight is fixed. It's static siya. Meaning to say, cannot move kasi binibili mo lang naman na ay seats. So basically, you have to follow whatever is the published schedule and public and the airport policy, right? So you have to follow yung kanilang check-in time and then of course you have to show. Kasi pag hindi ka nag-show, kahit wala ka, iwanan ka, diba? That's the scheduled flight. Now next is, of course, let's define that according to charter flights refers to a charter flight does not follow the schedule set by the air carrier. The customer sets the schedule to meet their needs. And essentially, a charter is when a person or a company rents the entire aircraft for a very particular purpose. So yun nga, yung katulad ng binigay kong example kanina, you are a VIP. So we have private jets sa Resorts World Manila located in Terminal 3. So for their VIP client, also, kung if you have a wedding at gusto mong private talaga, and you have the capacity to pay, you can rent the whole aircraft ng PAL or ng Cebu Pacific. Or in our practice sa tourism, a tour operator could rent the whole aircraft ng, let's say, Air China. Air China going to a particular area doon sa Air China, let's say Beijing, bound for Boracay. So pwede sila mag-create na sarili nilang flight. So this is the beauty of charter flight. Disadvantage nito, if of course, syempre, you have to pay yung whole whole craft. So kahit isa lang nakasakay diyan, the same payment siya kahit 10 or 20 kayo, di ba? So anyway, you have the pambayad. So I think don't be a problem naman. Okay? So for scheduled flights naman po, scheduled flights are flights that means an air carrier sells single seats to individual until the aircraft is full. Ito po yung air ticket or ito yung sistema alam natin. And of course, this one is the most common practice natin sa airport, airlines, and basically sa travel agency. Ngayon, ang travel agency, ano ba binibenta? 98% po binibenta natin is scheduled flights. No? So scheduled flights po tayo nakadepend. Kasi mahal po mag-charter. Hindi natin sure kung may mag-appear ng mga pasahero. Pag hindi naman nag-appear, malulugi ka. So, sometimes nagbebenta rin tayo ng charter bilang travel agent kasi yung tour operator, nag-charter siya ng flight, specific flight for this particular tour package. So that's the time na magbebenta ngayon tayo ng charter flight. Pero most of the time, ang binibenta natin is scheduled flights. That's 98%. So the booking was done using our GDS system, our system na sa website ng airline, etc. So for charter flight, you contact your tour operator. Kung sino yung may nag-charter, doon kayo magpapabook. Okay. Now, another thing or another issue here is the scheduled flight operator offers flight on a regular basis. Pwede siyang hourly, if domestic, hourly, or daily, or monthly, as per schedule sa timetable. Now, departure times are fixed, okay? And so as the routing. Kung alam na natin kung saan siya papunta, saan siya dadaan. So these are fixed and it's published, so cannot be changed. Kahit 10 kayo magbabagong isip, wag na natin papuntahin po na New York ng aeroplano. Let's say, lahat ng pasahero ayaw pumunta ng New York. Pero dahil it's the schedule are fixed and then there, of course, you all agreed upon na papuntang New York yung aeroplano, hindi kayo pwede mag-reroute, di ba? Kahit, di ba? Alam ba, sumakay ka ng bus. Ang bus mo papuntang Loton, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin, oh, Ayala na lang ho. Kahit sabihin mo lahat kayo ay nag-agree na Ayala na lang dalhin natin bus natin papuntang Ayala. Pero syempre, yung bus driver sa bus conductor, hindi pwede yun dahil yung kanyang lisensya ay pang Loton lang. Okay, pang Loton lang kanyang prangkisa. So cannot be. Same thing with the airlines, no? So we cannot change that. It's fixed. Next. Now we have these 4 types of scheduled flights. Ito po yung dapat po talaga malaman bilang FA at yung mga iba pong impormasyon. Dapat alam niyo po yan. It's a matter of na pag tinanong sa inyo, syempre, kawawa ka naman, tourism student ka, di mo alam, di ba? Parang nakakaya naman yun. Now, let's go with the non-stop flight, direct flight, connecting flight, and codeshare flight. So, pinakamadali, yung non-stop. Pinakamahirap i-explain dito or pinakamahirap i-aralin would be the codeshare flight. So, later explain that. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, the first is the most easiest, the most simple, and the most, I could say, expensive. Kasi nga, it's direct flight, or sorry, it's non-stop flight. Okay, so this is the most simple kasi it's really literally the word itself, non-stop. So there is no stop among points. So let's say you are, my example here is via All Nippon Airlines. I leave Manila at 9:30. I arrive Tokyo 14:55. So did I stop anywhere from Manila to Tokyo? None. There's no point of stop here. So meaning to say that the flight is non-stop. So there's no stop between airports. Okay, so that's the most expensive kasi it's the most convenient. Convenient has a premium price in terms of aviation. So the more, if your flight is non-stop, you have the power to charge more. So that is now the power of Philippine Airlines and Cebu Pacific. These are flights that operates non-stop flights from Manila. Siyempre, that would be on their advantage to charge more. Okay, kasi non-stop siya. Okay, next. This one, direct flight. So we often confuse direct flight from nonstop. And ako nung nag-start ako as student, I thought that the nonstop flight is similar with direct flight, but it's not. Actually, it's really, really not. Okay, what do you mean by direct flight? A direct flight makes at least one intermediate stop. So there is a stop along the way. So let's say my previous example, Manila and Tokyo. So there is a stop somewhere in Batanes. Why? But there's a need to stop. Let's say the aircraft needs to be refueled. Kailangan niya paggasolina kasi hindi aabot ng Tokyo. But of course, it's we have the modern wonder of technology, so we no longer do that. Okay. So now, direct flight is, of course, there is a technical stop or immediate stop for whatsoever purposes, but the agreement here is that the flight number does not change. So let's say the flight number of the All Nippon Airlines is 700. It does not change whether or not it's stopped on Batanes. So ang usapan dito, there is no change of flight number. You still belong to the same flight. Technically pa, you don't change equipment. So meaning to say you don't change the aircraft that you're using. You're using the same aircraft that you once board from Manila and the ones you going to depart to Narita. And this is the same aircraft that you used to for refueling sa Batanes. So same aircraft, so that there is no change of flight number. Now, I want you to look at this map. So this is a map or a graphical representation of the flight of Philippine Airlines to North American cities. No? So we have all of them are non-stop flight except for the flight in Toronto. So there is a stop in Vancouver. So why there is a stop? Because the flight involves a long mileage. So the equipment requires refueling in Vancouver. So the flight from Manila to Vancouver will stop in Vancouver, and then some passenger will going to be disembarking, or they're going to stop for Vancouver, and some passenger will going to stay, and some passenger will going to be boarding the Vancouver. So whatsoever, basta ano po yan, the flight number will remain the same. Okay, so any combination of the three. So in this sense, bababa lang naman siguro yung mga passenger from PAL sa Vancouver, and then it will continue to Toronto. So that's the traditional concept natin, yung traditional way they do that. Now, right now, because of the advance of technology, we no longer do that kasi it's quite inconvenient. Why? It's convenient for passenger because they will have to wait for 1 hour to 30 minutes of refueling the aircraft. And of course, that is costly for the airline because you have to pay the parking fee and those other charges that the airport or the airport operator might levy to the airline. Okay, so for that, we praise the modern technology because now Philippine Airlines is now equipped with the Airbus A350. So this is a new aircraft, more fuel efficient and more has a more capacity to load aviation fuel. So therefore, they could now fly Manila to New York, which is similar distance with Toronto, okay, non-stop. So meaning to say there is no stopping along these points. And as well as the new, the first ever non-stop flight from Manila to Europe. Ito po yung kaisa-isang flight natin sa Europe, bound for Manila and vice versa. Okay. So because of technology, dati kasi you have to stop somewhere in US for you to refuel your aircraft, somewhere in Los Angeles, and then you continue your journey. Now, as mentioned, diba, these are the disadvantages for the airline as well. So of course, they are thinking way to overcome this situation. Okay, next. This one is the connecting flights. So, okay, our priority as our passenger or a travel agent is first to look for the non-stop flight and then direct flight. And if there is none, wala talaga, last choice na natin is to have the connecting flight. So, connecting flight is, what do you mean by that? A connecting flight means that it will take two different planes or aircraft with two different flight number. Again, different aircraft, different flight number. Same aircraft, same flight number to reach your destination. So basically, we have other variations of connecting flight. Now we have Again, if you watch my video for the anatomy of journey, I discussed that yung tinatawag na online transfer and interline transfer. So if you're working with one carrier, that is good. One carrier lang, that is good. Why? Because your ticket, there is no need for you to check out your baggage and check it again to another counter. There is no need for you to check for the minimum time requirement for connectivity, because the system, the airline itself, provides you the way on how to connect your flight. So may mga advantage siya pag online. Now, if you're traveling with connecting flight, yeah, I really suggest that you fly it online. Same carrier. Let's say you use Cathay Pacific. You use Cathay Pacific all the way. You use Singapore Airlines. You use Singapore Airlines all the way, because there are many advantages. The first advantage is, of course, your baggage. You don't need to check out your baggage again to Singapore just to check it, get it in, let's say, Rio de Janeiro, or let's say Delhi. So hindi mo na kailangan gawin yan. So you can check your baggage, or check in your baggage in Manila. So check in your baggage in Manila, and then you just have to pick it up on Rio de Janeiro or Delhi. So ganun lang siya. You don't need to check check out it again and check in it again in Singapore. Kasi ang hassle yun, di ba? So check in, check out, check in, di ba? Nabubulo na nga rin ako, di ba? Hassle. So now if by chance talagang hindi maiwasan gagamit kayo ng ibang carrier besides yung carrier niya out Manila. Let's say your out Manila is via Cebu Pacific, and your connecting carrier would be, let's say, Air India. So syempre, if there is a chance na may time change po si Cebu Pacific, Air India will not adjust, or they will not, it's your risk kasi you book a different airline. So yun nga, that's one advantage. So when you book it in the same carrier, if there is a time change or delay, that the airline would assist you. Kasi kasalanan nila, nagbago sila ng oras. So you have a connecting flight, so they have to assist you. Okay. So that's another great idea here. So again, book your connecting flight of the same carrier. It's better to do that way. Kasi nga, to avoid check-in, check-out of your baggage. Okay. And of course, in case of delays or time change, you are much more protected. Okay. Another thing is, of course, connecting flight are really difficult for first-time travelers. So we really discourage this connecting flight if you're traveling alone, if you're traveling first time, and of course, you don't have experience. Kasi medyo nakakalito to pag, syempre kakabahan ka, first time ka nga mag-travel, kabado ka di ba? Solo ka pa, lalo kang kabado. Diba? So, to avoid this inconvenience, have your passenger book on a non-stop flight or direct flight. So much better siya. Okay. And then eventually, pag medyo na siya, well-experienced, you can book the connecting flight. Okay. And again, of course, syempre book niya siya with the same similar carrier. Okay. Now, I have an example here, a connecting flight via Emirates. So this connecting flight, again, operates under the concept of what we call the hub and spoke model. So what is a hub? What is a spoke? So there is a center, which is called hub. So in this case, since Emirates is a Middle East carrier and it's based on Dubai, so all of its flight will go to Dubai. So as if the saying, all roads leads to Rome. So parang ganun siya, no? All flights leads to Dubai for the case of Emirates, since their hub of operation is based on Dubai. Similar is true if your flight or if your carrier is based on Japan. Let's say JAL, Japan Airlines. All of their flights will be or emanating or will be coming into Narita. That's their base of operation. Similar is true for Cathay Pacific. All of their flights are based in Hong Kong, so all of their flights will emanate to Hong Kong and vice versa. So these are the hubs. And of course, to get to the hub, you need to, of course, syempre, kailangan pumunta dun sa connecting city, which is the hub, di ba? So, kabaliktaran ng model nito is what we call the point-to-point model. So, point-to-point model, let's say, we have a secondary airport called Silay, Bacolod, Silay, and then Boracay. So, pwede naman yon. So there are some flights that might exist in that way. But of course, it's not really practical kasi the demand, di ba? Yung travel demand natin are normally centered around major cities, di ba? And of course, Baco or Sila is not, hindi, it's a city but it's not, the traffic is not really conducive ba? Or in traffic feasibility in terms of air route is not that strong to pick up for demand. Unlike Davao, Cebu, and Manila, very strong on demand. So the tendency, if you're working with the hub and spoke model, is first to go to Manila or Cebu. In this case, since it's in mirror siya sa Cebu, they go to Cebu first. So Silay, then Cebu, and then Cebu to Boracay. So that's the model. Okay, so ganyan siya. So Cebu is the hub. And then Silay and Boracay are just the spoke. So these are mga tiny network that are connected within the web of the hub. Diba? Ganun siya. So similar fashion, Manila is in terms of air network, is not so strong kasi lahat ng flight natin, konti lang yung direct flight natin. No? Unlike if we are based in Singapore, there are many carriers that operates in Singapore and as well as in Japan and Korea. So these are strong gateways. No? So yun siya. So let's say we are bound for pupunta ka ng Rio de Janeiro or Johannesburg sa South Africa. So syempre, wala tayong direct flights. So what are you going to do? No choice but to look for a connecting city, which is, of course, will be determining your connecting flight. So let's say there are more convenient flights sa Singapore. So syempre, you're going to use Singapore Airlines. That's the flag carrier there. Diba? So ganun din siya. So first, Manila, Singapore, and then Singapore to Johannesburg. So that's the route. So Singapore acts now as your hub. So ngayon, we will prepare a video called itinerary planning for you to be able to identify which is the most efficient, more better hub and anong klaseng ruta ang dapat ginagamit. So abangan niyo po yung video na yan. Anyway, to make this story short, so as you see, we have here the ticket. So it's Manila, Dubai, and then from Dubai to London. So ngayon, you change equipment from Boeing 77. Now it's Airbus A380. No? So that's the biggest, the most advanced technological advanced Airbus. So pangarap ko sumakay dito sa Airbus 380 na yan. So ngayon, so what do you see? You see that there is a change of flight number. So from EK335, that is Manila, Dubai, now you change EK001 because there is a change of aircraft, right? Okay. Another thing is you have to check for the time, the connecting time. So please be careful. Now, if you're flying with the same carrier, don't worry kasi the system will automatically adjust for the minimum set of connecting time. Now, if you're flying of a different carrier, let's say Manila, Dubai, Philippine Airlines, and Dubai to London by Emirates, you have to check. So you have to check the feasibility if it's located in the same terminal or not. Or in our case, that we have the, if I am the foreigner, our airline here in the Philippines is quite a difficult one to deal with because you have different terminals. Diba? And of course, the traffic jam is really, if you manage to get out of the airport tapos madidelay ka sa traffic, kawawa ka. So that's why Philippine Airlines, and in fairness with other carrier, they're providing transfer service. No, may transfer desk sila dun sa pag lumalabas yung mga tao dun sa mga flight. So they have a transfer desk there to know, to assist yung mga client or mga passenger that has a domestic flight or connecting flight. Okay? So that's the beauty of that. Okay, let's continue further. Okay, so for the last and the most confusing among them, but of course the least that we use is code share flights. So these are code share flights. So what do you mean by code share flights? Again, from the word itself, code and share. So they meaning to say they are sharing the same code. So ano yung share nila? They are actually sharing the flight number. Let's say, All Nippon Airlines and Philippine Airlines have a code share flight agreement. So meaning to say, Philippine Airlines could now sell the domestic flights of All Nippon Airways to Japan. So using their carrier code or using their carrier capacity or carrying plates or as Philippine Airlines. So paano yun? So ngayon, basahin ko muna to. No? It's a type of flight service in which two or more airlines publish the market the same flight under their own airline designator and flight number as part of their published timetable. So in this case, All Nippon Airlines and Philippine Airlines have tied a code-share flight agreement. So si PAL, pwede niya ibenta yung mga domestic flight ni All Nippon Airlines, and of course, likewise, si All Nippon Airlines, pwede na siya magbenta ngayon ng domestic flight ni PAL sa Philippines. So, ganun yung agreement. Now, theoretically, syempre, wala naman tayo masyadong pakialam doon kay All Nippon Airlines. So, I checked the Philippine Airlines website. Here is the code-share flight agreement with All Nippon Airways. So, yung si PAL, marami rin siyang code-share flight agreement. No? They have WestJet, they have Brunei Airlines, Royal Brunei Airlines. So these are some of the airlines I can check. Okay. So sa code-share flight agreement, there is a two carrier. The one that operates the carrier, actually who will, yung aircraft niya, it belongs to this airline. And the one who sells the ticket, or the one who sells or market the carrier. In this sense, the one who will market it for the Philippine market, no? Kasi nakikita naman natin na ang Japan is one of the booming tourist destination for Filipinos. So Philippine Airlines is taking advantage of that. So ang ginagawa niya is, of course, they are promoting the same flight of All Nippon Airways. For example, you can see here. Okay, you can see here. I'm just going to highlight my. Okay, you can see here that Manila Narita. Though Philippine Airlines has its own flight from Manila Narita, but again, they are selling All Nippon Airlines flight or Airways flight na Manila Narita niya under their code. So meaning to say, if I'm a travel agent, I could issue All Nippon Airways flight using Philippine Airlines ticket plate. So meaning to say, ang bayad ko ay kay Philippine Airlines. Okay. Tapos si Philippine Airlines, siya magbabayad kay All Nippon Airways. Okay. Sounds illogical, right? Yeah, it's quite illogical. So, bakit ka magbabayad dun sa isang carrier na pwede ka naman dumiretso kay All Nippon Airways? So, in most cases, we don't do that kasi, syempre, mas convenient talaga kung diretso ka na kay All Nippon Airways. Kasi pwede ka magbayad ng diretso. Now, in some cases na, let's say, mileage points ang gagamitin ng pasahero. Let's say these are mileage points, or meaning to say mga freebies na ticket, yan. So pwede yan. So mas convenient nga yan. So meron siyang code-share flight agreement. Now, in some cases, let's say yung out Manila mo is via PAL, for example, Manila Haneda, and then you're going to travel to Iwakuni. So of course, it will be hassle on the part of the travel agent if dalawang ticket pa gagawin mo. One for Philippine Airlines and one for All Nippon Airlines. So it's much more better if you can issue that in one single plating. So one single ticketing lang tayo. So that involves Manila Haneda and Iwakuni. So ganun siya. Or you can go with, again, diretso ka na kay All Nippon Airlines. Yeah. So what's the problem here? The problem here is ito. For the case of Manila Narita, confusing siya. Bakit? Kasi I have this kind of, meron akong pasahero, no? Syempre, dati kasi Manila-Dubai, there's no direct flight, or there is no non-stop flight, there's no operation of Philippine Airlines to Dubai. So it's a code-share flight agreement with Emirates. So akala ni passenger, talagang Philippine Airlines siya. So syempre, binip mo naman siya, i-brief mo siya. Of course, syempre, nakalimutan dahil masyadong excited. So antay siya na antay dun sa, di ba, we have Terminal 2, 1, and 3, yan. So, syempre, kala niya Philippine Airlines, punta siya sa Terminal 2. Di ba? Kung ang flight mo nasa Terminal 1, Emirates kasi, patay ka. So, you see? So, that's the confusing part of the code-share flights, no? So, if you're a travel agent, talaga i-brief mo yung pasahero. Buti na lang, that guy, bago siya umalis, talaga tinawagan ko, "Sir, your flight is ganito ang terminal." Kasi your ticket was issued in Philippine Airlines but it's being operated by Emirates. So, kasi, of course, gusto niya makuha yung points. Okay. So, yun siya, no? So, dapat i-inform talaga si client. So, buti na lang tinawagan. Kasi kung hindi ko tinawagan yun, then nasa kabilang terminal siya, gaanap siya ng ganung flight. Pagdating naman din niya, advice din naman siya ng Philippine Airlines na sa kabilang terminal because it's a code-share flight. So yun nga lang, it's really disservice to your guests because they have to, I mean, if, travel ka ulit and traffic, di ba? Eh what if kung saktong-sakting time niya? Wawa naman siya. So that's one difficulties that I have personally encountered with codeshare flights. It's really confusing for not only for the first time but it's really confusing kahit yung mga well-experienced na. Kasi of course, diba, pag sinabi Philippine Airlines, alam mo na. Pero kahit naka-indicate sa ticket mo na operated by Emirates siya, syempre, yung ticket, yung banner, logo, Philippine Airlines. Yan. Okay? So that's the beauty of that. Now, operating carrier is All Nippon Airlines. Marketing carrier, the one who sells you the ticket is Philippine Airlines. So anong pakinabang niya? Of course, syempre, more sell, more income, more revenue. Okay. So operating carrier, pakinabang. Of course, we're not so famous in the Philippines, so we need the help of Philippine Airlines to sell our product. So both are mutual relationship. Parang ano yan eh. If you are in a relationship, it should be mutual. So walang parasite. Okay? So same thing with airline business. It's mutual strategic partnership. Okay. Now, I leave it with a question and please answer that kung may time kayo sa ating comment box. Okay. Are codeshare flights really benefits the passenger or just a way of confusing them? Or parang wala naman siyang masyadong impact sa akin, parang as a passenger, those things. Okay, kindly leave your comment and of course, if you like my video, please like it, thumbs up. Of course, please answer comments, and if you find any other topics that you might like to be covered or questions, or please suggest or please ask some questions, and of course don't forget to subscribe. Yun pinaka-importante. Thank you, bye bye, salamat.